To whom it may concern, someone high up who deals with vauxhall vans. And after 2 years of misery and pain, I write this because I can. I know in this world of suffering and pain, these are my first world problems, but still they can't leave my brain. I feel silly, self-indulgent and full of guilt, as I bemoan and cry out in frustration at the vehicle that you have built. I want you to know that long after the money changed hands and the problems first arose, and even though I don't have the strength or the will to fight, my resentment still grows. I want you to know that the feelings don't go away. They fester inside us day after day. We, the consumer, we trusted and wanted to believe, and I'm hoping this poem will give me some relief. Now I have a busy life, full of fun, and I make plans, but when I think of you, I feel shafted by the man. I am not a complainer, a letter writer, or a grouch, but my once strong, able shoulders, I feel like a slouch. I sigh and I wince as I try to use your product each day. I try to ignore it, but the problem will never go away. So here I am, writing to you, so that you can hear my pain. How I feel like I've thrown my money down the drain. Your substandard van and how you deal with it is indicative of how this modern life really is shit. You had one job to do and deliver some good. Put up your hand and say sorry as you rightly should. Now this is my poem of misery and hurt. What should have been joyful, but now I waste time, myself I must assert. This is what people like us do. We work hard, we save up, and we give our money to people like you. We wanted a van for days out and family fun, picnic and sports, adventures, the memories to come. We weren't cocky or arrogant or trying to be hip. We bought your van in good faith, and now it's just a pile of shit. 7.5 grand we happily paid, a long time coming, planning excitedly we saved. Along to Mitsubishi garage in Canterbury, a Vivaro van, a 9-seater the salesman said is perfect for your family. Only 70,000 on the clock and only 5 years old. It looked clean enough, but on the roof some mould. What's that? I asked, and I pushed some more. Oh, the previous owners, they were a big family, a big messy family, but the van has low miles. Lots of mess, they even left marks on the door. Ah, so it's wet where it's been cleaned then. Oh, that's good to know. Oh yes, it's a brilliant van, you'll be good to go. So happy, excited, and off we went. My husband's hard-earned money we had carefully spent. Invest in our future, our children are only young once. But our van's problems started within the month. The mould on the roof was in fact a terrible leak, and every time it rained it pissed on the seat. The ingress of water made the electrics buzz and flash, and we silently prayed, oh my God, please not a waste of cash. In and out over the next few months, back to Mitsubishi in Canterbury. A faulty aerial, a rubbish key fob, a broken doorknob, they repaired it all for free. But the leak never stopped, and the lights continued to flash and got hot. And then the bad stuff happened. The engine began to cease, never when going slowly, only at speed. 70 miles an hour, bang, like hitting a wall. My children would cry out and would scream, bang, like a fly hitting the windscreen. So I took the van back to Mitsubishi. 2 months left of warranty, and they said they couldn't help as they needed a vauxhall diagnostics machine. Expensive tests only to be done in-house. But the man at Vauxhall service desk, he confidently used his nous. "Oh, it's contaminated fuel. The dirty, mucky junk at the bottom of the tank." When he said the words, "The engine needs emptying and cleaning," my heart sank. "Oh, don't worry, it's only £170 to get it all flushed out. That's all it is, don't fret, we'll soon have you running about." So we paid Vauxhall for the deep, deep clean. Hurrah, at last we'll have the van of our dreams. But alas, on the way home, the engine did cease. We looked at each other. Maybe it just needs time to run in. We were desperate to believe. We wanted to have paid our money and for it to be done right. We wanted an easy life and not waste energy on a fight. So we waited to see if the engine would sort itself out. We tried to ignore it as we had no energy for conflict and having to shout. The stress at having to re-ring Vauxhall and say, "I'm really sorry, but your plan didn't work. The £170 cleaning idea has not done it. The gremlin still does lurk." The serviceman then said, "You'll have another £170 to pay. You now need a full diagnostic test and that will bring the problem to the light of day." But what about the £170 we paid for a clean that we obviously didn't need? Well, I think the muck in the tank has damaged the fuel feed. He rang me back when I was at school. Bad news, he said, all was not cool. The injectors are broken, too much to repair and too expensive to mend. To be honest, a 5-year-old van, its life is near the end. I cried, "Oh no, that cannot be so. A Vauxhall van? I thought it was a reliable workhorse." "No, that's well old. A brand new van for you is par for the course." "But I can't afford to buy another, nor I want to. What can I do? I bought it in good faith and I have paid you." The Vauxhall man said, "Is it under warranty?" I said, "Yes, only about 4 weeks left." He said, "Leave it to me. I'll write you a report of whatever you need me to say. Just take it back to Mitsubishi and they will have to make it okay." I said, "I can't lie. I just want someone to tell me what's truly wrong. Time is running out. Please, we haven't got long." So back at Mitsubishi, and the man there said, "Without the Vauxhall diagnostic computer codes, his hands are tied. He was so very sorry. He had really tried." However, in the meantime, I read something that someone had blogged, that Vauxhall Vivaro vans in great numbers had been logged. A fault in the windscreen seal had caused water to sit around the injectors, causing corrosion on that bit. A watchdog program and a phone number to call. But the very, very aggressive customer services lady, any rationale for responsibility she did maul. She gave me many reasons why in fact it was not a real problem, and I asked her many questions and she did nothing to solve them. Her reasoning went round and round and round in circles and she did you a good job. And I hung up the phone and I began to sob. The fact was, she said, as the van was under Mitsubishi warranty, she didn't have to and wouldn't touch it. The fact that even though the problem had been there since inception meant absolute jack shit. She told me that despite the blogs and the posts and other cases for help, that my van's problems had been brought on by itself. At some point, she said, the windscreen must have been replaced and the work was not good. I said, really? Really? I need that in writing, I really should. I said, are you saying that thousands and thousands of vans with exactly the same prob were all seen by the same windscreen man who was really crap at his job? She said, as I couldn't prove that the screen had never been replaced, she was sure that Vauxhall's accept no responsibility policy was still safe. I asked again for the rationale of why I was wrong, and she refused, and I knew then what I had known all along. We, the client, the customer, the ones who invest the most, we are going to be caught in the middle, thrown pillar to post. She told me to return to Mitsubishi if I wanted any help or assistance. And I actually cried as I worry, do I have the persistence? Time had moved on and the warranty was coming to a close. The stress, anxiety and impotence, it still continued to grow. We had already booked our camping holiday. To the south of France it was all booked. And with the van still breaking, at rental vans now we had to look. But the price was too much and the cancellation fees too high. It meant we were caught in a trap. Basically, now we had to borrow money to pour onto your crap. £800 to have one injector fixed. The van has 4 and it makes me feel sick. The other 3 need replacing and the original one is now starting to rot. The lights are still flashing and burning red hot. And when it rains, my children get wet in the back. And you, Mr. Vauxhall, you're comfortably sat. I know that I am lucky to have a van and a choice. But I needed a reliable product and you took away my voice. We are the taxpayers, the grafters, we are ordinary. Your company and disdain has proved so scary. We happily paid and not wanted to cause a fuss, but my belief in fair and good is ruined by you exploiting us. You are everything that is bad with life today. You take away honest hope and make everything grey. The fear that makes honest consumers scared to buy. You've made me cynical and guilty that we even tried. All we wanted was to pay for something good. Not more than we deserved, not wanting more than we should. We are not con men or trying to rip you off. We are not greedy or trying to offset a loss. The hours and money and turmoil. You turned me from being brand loyal to someone who cannot see the good in any large company. The experience with this van, dramatic I know, but it really has changed me. Maybe this is part of growing up, facing the world in which we live. But all I wanted from you was a little less take and a little more give.